Delay in development occurs when the child fails to attain developmental milestones as compared to peers from the same population. Developmental delay broadly refers to children less than 5 years old who fail to meet expected milestone, whereas intellectual disability is for those greater than 5 years. So, developmental delay is generally defined as being more than 2 standard deviation below the mean for age and sex. It is caused by impairment in any of the following distinct domains, such as gross and fine motor, speech and language, cognitive and performance, social, psychological, sexual, and activities of daily living. It can be isolated, involving a single domain, or multiple, involving 2 or more domains, or global, affecting most developmental areas. But the core developmental milestone domains include gross motor, fine motor, speech and language, social and emotional, and cognitive. Developmental delay is an umbrella term. It's not a diagnosis. Instead, it is a descriptive term that requires further investigation into the possible cause of the delay. A delay might be isolated, occurring in a single domain, but when a significant delay occurs in more than or equal to 2 domains in a child less than 5 years old, it is known as global developmental delay. The delay in development might be short-term and overcome with the right support. Alternatively, the delay may be more significant and require lifelong support. Most cases of developmental delay are idiopathic, no known cause, and time limited. However, developmental delay may be the first feature of progression towards a wider developmental problems. For example, delayed speech may indicate early progression to autism spectrum disorder, or learning problems might indicate a learning disability. Developmental arrest and regressions are different from developmental delay, but they are the same spectrum. Developmental arrest or regression is defined as a period where a child has a normal developmental phase, which is followed by a failure to develop new skills or even lose of previously acquired skills. Arrest is when there is failure to develop new skills, but attain previous one, whereas regression is even lose of previously acquired skills. The other term that we should have to know is neurodevelopmental disorders. Neurodevelopmental disorders are a group of conditions characterized by impairment in the development of nervous system, impacting brain function and leading to a range of cognitive, behavioral, and motor skill deficit. They start in the developmental period during childhood, causing deficit in development and impairment in normal function. The main examples are autism spectrum disorder, attention deficit hyperactive disorder, movement disorder, and feeding and eating disorders. So when we assess developmental milestones, we should have to check each 5 components based on age and gender: gross motor development, cognitive development, fine motor, social emotional development, and the language development. Those are red flags for early identification of developmental delay based on each developmental domains and age group. So those are the time at which we should have to start taking adequate stream, doing physical examination, and investigating a child for a developmental delay. In children less than 5 years, developmental delay is reported in 10 to 50%. Developmental delay is reported to occur in 10 to 50% of children with global developmental delay seen in 1 to 3%. In addition, an estimated 2.5% of children have learning disability. So developmental delay is so common. A vast number of causes may lead to developmental delay. Multiple causes might contribute to developmental delay also. Often a specific cause for the delay in development cannot be identified or idiopathic. Cause of developmental delay can be broadly divided into 4 categories. The first is antenatal. This refers to problems that may occur during the pregnancy. Genetic disorders such as Down, Fragile X syndrome, chromosomal abnormalities, structural brain disorders such as hydrocephalus, microcephaly, absent corpus callosum, vascular causes such as hemorrhage and occlusion, torch infection, drugs and toxins like alcohol in the smoking, and also anti-epileptic drugs that's taken by the mother. In addition, perinatal causes are there. This refers to problems that may occur around the time of birth. Those are prematurity, intrauterine growth restriction, IVH, perinatal asphyxia, hypoglycemia, and others. The third is postnatal. This refers to problems that may occur following birth. Anoxia, trauma, malnutrition, CNS infection, metabolic disturbance such as electrolyte disturbance and hypoglycemia. There are also other causes that may lead to developmental delay. We group them together as others. Those include severe understimulation, maltreatment, malnutrition, maternal mental health disorders, and others. There are several ways in which a child might be identified as having developmental delay, but those include routine developmental screening by physician, parental consult for developmental delay, and caregiver or teacher consult. A comprehensive clinical assessment is the key to identifying developmental delay. The initial history and the clinical examination are important to guide further investigation and the appropriate referral for specialist assessment such as pediatrician, psychologist, and psychiatrist. When a specific diagnosis is not suspected on history and examination, a stepwise approach to investigate should be completed. This usually focuses on investigation for genetic and metabolic causes of developmental delay. Normally, it is estimated that 1/3 of causes are established through history and examination, 1/3 through clinical assessment that prompts specific investigation, and 1/3 by investigation alone. Developmental milestones are essentially age-specific tasks that most children should be able to complete by a certain age. They can be divided into specific domains, as I've said above. So it is a delay in these milestones across one or more domains that helps identify developmental delay. These milestones should be assessed during the history and examination of a child. A comprehensive history should be taken from the parents to elicit developmental history of the child and any issue during antenatal, perinatal, and the postnatal period. This history through family history, nutritional history, past medical history, including any significant neonatal problems, immunization history, and overall development. Screening questionnaires can be used to help get information including the age and the stage questionnaire, ASQ. A full head-to-toe examination should be completed that includes plotting the child's head, weight, and the occipitofrontal circumference as appropriate. All the clinical developmental milestone domains should be assessed, including hearing and the vision assessment. This will usually involve a well-validated assessment tool such as the Bayley scales of infant and the toddler development. A variety of investigation might be requested depending on suspected cause of developmental delay based on history and the examination. In general, genetic tests form the base of first-line investigation. Genetic testing, such as chromosome microassay, karyotype, fragile X testing, and the standard blood tests such as thyroid function, creatine kinase for muscular dystrophy, full blood count, urate chloride and the ferritin, and also electrolytes and organ function tests. Additional blood tests such as lead poisoning, biotinidase deficiency, torch screen, They are first line investigation. Second line investigation is a whole plethora of investigations that can be completed depending on the suspected cause. It's important to assess and test for inborn errors of metabolism that are potentially treatable conditions if recognized. Those include genetic disorders, metabolic disorders, such as inborn errors of metabolism, structural problems. So doing neuroimaging to assess the brain, and a lumbar function might be complete in some cases to assess CSF. And also, electroencephalogram can be completed if epilepsy is suspected as a cause of developmental delay. Management of developmental delay requires input from the wider multidisciplinary team. Due to the vast number of causes of developmental delay, management options are extensive and largely depend on underlying domain affected and the cause of delay. For example, the management of muscular dystrophy causing delay in motor skills will be very different from management of autism spectrum disorder, causing a delay in social and language skill. A large number of healthcare professionals might be involved in the care of a child with developmental delay, including pediatrician, neurologist, psychiatrist, psychologist, speech and language specialist, occupational therapist, and others. Once underlying cause has been confirmed, children should be referred to an appropriate specialist. This may include metabolic or genetic specialist, for example. Counseling is important for children and their family. Thank you for watching.